first of all, Buddhism is about 4 or 5 times older than science. And old doesn't mean, it just is much longer, and it's been diversified over these last 2,500 years. Japanese Buddhism, Sri Lankan Buddhism, Mongolian, so it's very diverse. It's really like a living organism that is mutated according to different cultures and assimilated in different cultures. So there are themes that you can speak about from Buddhism where you can simply say, these are the Buddhist teachings, but there's a lot of variety as well. But to start with consciousness, I can give a definition that is very widely held, and I think one reason for that, it is radically empirical. And I, by my predisposition, my inclination, I am very much an empiricist, and so I've heard a number of definitions of consciousness. I think there are about 50 that are being bandied about these days. But the one I'm going to give you now, of course, I'm not suggesting it's the right one. When it comes to definition, the only question that comes to my mind is it useful or not? And so here's the definition of consciousness. It is a natural phenomenon, process, an event, an experience that is characterized by 2 distinctive features or qualities, and the first of these is cognizance. Cognizance. In fact, I'm going to invert that, because in fact it says in Tibetan, sel shing rikpa. The first one, selwa, means luminosity, but not as in bright, some radiant, bright light or something like that, but luminosity in the sense of it is consciousness that makes manifest all experiences and all appearances. So as I gaze at your face right now, clearly there are appearances. There's form, there's color and so forth, shading and all of that. There are no appearances from your side. That is, the molecules themselves have no appearances. Photons have no appearances. There are no appearances inside the brain. So often, even yesterday I heard a lecture in which the speaker, who was a neuroscientist, was saying, and here consciousness is here in the brain and here and here. There's no evidence for that at all, actually. It's just a way of speaking which is kind of unhinged from reality. Neurons don't illuminate anything, photons don't illuminate things, molecules that in your face or in your skin don't illuminate anything. It is consciousness that illuminates all manner of experiences during the waking state and also in the dream state, for that matter. Also, we're experiencing our emotions, our desires, our thoughts. It is consciousness that makes them manifest, right? So that's distinctive. Computers don't have that, robots don't have that, rocks, minerals don't have it. But there's more to consciousness than that. That's quite something, because with no consciousness, there are no appearances. Nothing manifests, right? But it's more than that. As I gaze at your face, for example, like a mirror, there's a reflection, there's an appearance there. But there's more. I know that's your face. I know your name, I've heard it, and I know I'm looking at the face of a person. And so there's cognizance. It's a knowing, a cognizance, a being aware of. And that, again, computers don't have it. Neurons don't have it. I don't believe brains have it. It's just a manner of talking. But consciousness is knowing, and consciousness does illuminate. And those 2 qualities, to make manifest and to know, these are the 2 salient and radically empirical features of consciousness. So that's for consciousness. And you see, there's nothing really philosophical there. I mean, clearly there can be other definitions. There's no doubt about that. But I don't really see much that can be doubted in this one. Because anyone who's conscious knows that this is true. Appearances are arising, and I know the color of your hair. It's not simply a matter of belief or faith or intuition. I know it, because I'm looking right at it, right? Then we have mind. Now mind, there is a term, Sanskrit term, that is commonly translated as mind, and it's citta. But even in Buddhism, this one term, mind, has multiple meanings, as it does in English. Mind your head. I don't mind. These thoughts are occurring in my mind. I'm observing these thoughts with my mind. And so we see, just in those 4 sentences, the word is used in different ways. But one very useful way that is common in Buddhism is to use the term mind as an umbrella term, which is to say it covers a wide range of mental processes. There's a space of the mind in which thoughts, images, appearances, dreams occur, the space of the mind, and then there are modes of perception, of memory, of reasoning, of imagination, of feelings, emotions, desires, and so forth. And so mind is that which has this wide array of mental processes, wide array of mental states, but we also say thoughts, images, dreams occur in the mind. And so in Buddhism, especially in one philosophical tradition, which is regarded quite widely as the pinnacle of Buddhist philosophical thought, It's called Prasangika Madhyamaka, middle way view. And that is when it comes to words, the theme here is listen to yourself as you use the word mind. And of course, I know it's somewhat different in Italian, and it's different in Spanish, and it's definitely different in French and German, let alone Chinese, Mongolian, and so forth and so on. And so there's no notion in Buddhism that we have the right definition of mind. But rather, when we seek to understand mind, since the word mind doesn't define itself, words never define themselves, and moreover, we don't have vocabulary dictators, the vocabulary president or king or emperor that says, this is what mind really means. You will now all agree, or I will punish you. There's nothing like that. And so words mean what we say they mean. And so in English, all of these terms, mind your head, I don't mind, if thoughts occur in my mind is very fuzzy, my mind is clear, my mind is really depressed, I have a mind. All of these are valid usages. So if you want to know what mind means, look at how the word is being used already, and then try to synopsize the common and accepted usages of the term. And that tells us what we really mean by mind. But of course that evolves and it changes from language to language, from culture to culture. So it's amorphous.